Hello, welcome to my Hazy Daisy Crochet. Come and crochet this beautiful flower square with me. Alright everybody, we're going to start out our project with a magic ring, and you can do that one of two ways. One of the ways that you can do it is to put a slip knot on your hook and chain 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then slip stitch into the first chain that you made. And now you have your ring that you're going to work into. You would work into the hole that you made there. I like to work into a magic ring. A lot of people find them difficult to make. I make mine by just looping over my index finger twice, grabbing on with my middle finger and my thumb, and then I pull the back loop over without taking it off, and then I pull this one all the way over. Take it all the way off with leaving that one on, and then that becomes my loop, chain 1 with that loop, and then there's my magic ring right there. The tail end that has those couple of strands right there is what I'm going to work over. I'm going to do 8 single crochets into my magic ring. The side that has the single strand stays on the bottom. 1, 2, continue until you have 8. It's always good to use stitch markers too with this project. I didn't grab mine out yet. I will though. For the first part of your middle, it's not as important, but if you want to keep track of the middle, you would have started your stitch marker at that first one. You should have 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Starts right here. I'm gonna pull my magic circle tight here, and then the next round is increase in all with double crochets. I don't slip stitch and chain 1 at all, I just start increasing. So 1, I'll meet you back when I'm all finished with. Right when we come to that end, we're going to slip stitch, so just count back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. That's wherever your 16th stitch is. Make a slip stitch, and then you're just going to tie off, weave in your ends. I already tightened up and weaved in my back, and then I'll meet you back after that. We're going to be doing the petal color first. In this pattern, you're going to be working back and forth with the petal color and the background color, and that might sound a little bit intimidating, but after you get used to it, it'll start to become really natural and it'll become really fast for you. Now that everything is weaved in for the center of your flower, you remember that you have 16 stitches around and you're going to end up with 8 petals. 8 petals is very important. It's really easy to accidentally have 9 petals, and it's really important to have 8 because if your stitch count gets off and you end up with 9 petals, the rest of your square isn't going to end up being a square. So let's get started with the petals. First, you're going to make a slip knot with your petal color. Mine is this really pretty fuchsia color. Just making a slip knot. You can just join with a regular join anywhere away kind of from that where you tied off so that it's not bunching up with knots over there. With the right side of the yarn facing you so that when you join it, that tail will go back to the wrong side of the yarn. We're going to chain 3, and that chain 3 will count as 1 double crochet. And at that join, I like to make sure that it's tightened up so that I don't have any loose little bulges down there. And into that same place where I joined it, I'm going to put 2 more double crochets. So we're doing essentially 3 double crochets in the same space, chain 1, skipping the next stitch, and then putting 3 double crochets into the next stitch. And since we had 16 all the way around and we're skipping a space, 16 divided by 2, because we're taking away a space each time, that's why we're going to be left with 8 petals, if that makes sense. So we're going to repeat this pattern of 3 double crochets into one space, chain 1, skip the next stitch, 3 double crochets into this space, chain 1, skip the next stitch all the way around, and I'll meet you back at the next place. All right, now that we're coming to the end of this round, remember to chain 1, and at the end of this, you want to slip stitch into the top of that first chain 3. And I like to have a stitch marker handy at this time. I don't like to just leave it out. Some people just kind of leave that loop out, but I like everything to be secure so I don't have to worry about it. And I just put the stitch marker in, and from now on until most of the end of your work, you'll be working with 2 active yarns. You're going to take your next yarn, which mine is this really pretty vibrant yellow color, make a slip knot, and get it on your hook. And in all those spaces that we skipped, we're going to be putting our background color in. We'll just go ahead and add it in any space you'd like, just by slip stitching it on and chaining 3, 1, 2, 3. That'll be your first double crochet. And if you'd like to at this point, you can grab that tail and put it on the wrong side. You're always working on the right side facing you. We're going to do chain 3 plus 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to double crochet into the next stitch here, and whenever we're working on the background, our petals are going to be pushed out of the way. Whenever we're working on the petals, the background's going to be pushed out of the way. So double crochet into that next space that we need, that we skipped before, chain 4, keep going, another double crochet and then chain 4, and I'll meet you back at the end of this round. You should have 8 double crochets and 8 chains of 4. All right, we're coming to the end of this round. You should have ended with that chain of 4 and then this first chain 3 that counted as our double crochet. We're going to go 1, 2, 3 at the top, slip stitch right into there. Have another chain, I keep calling it a chain marker. Have another stitch marker ready. Pop it on. Some of my yarn was splitting, but I fanned it out and fixed it. And then we're going to push our petals back through. So now we're going to work on the petal round again. I like to divide mine into petal rounds and background rounds instead of go just down the line, because it makes it easier for me. So I kind of, when I have it organized, when I'm going to write up the pattern, because I'm going to have the pattern available too written soon, and I'm going to have like the petal and the background side by side. It makes it a little bit easier to think about and go by. We're going to start, this is also really important. So not only are you going to push the petals like in toward you, right? When you first start, we're going to go under the yellow or your background yarn, grab it forward. We're not going to leave that bar in the front, otherwise we're not going to see our beautiful petals. We're going to chain 3 here. And then that's the last time of this round that we're going to work wrapping around this bar. If we keep wrapping around this bar, everything could be really tight and not flat and nice. So we're going to leave the rest of this bar for the rest of the time of working around this in the back. Then we're going to end up increasing on most of the next rounds of the petal until we finish off the last round of the petal. We have a stitch count of 3 right now. We want 4. So that's 1. Now we're going to do increase. So we're going to do 2 double crochets here. 2, 3, because we're increasing right here. And it can be hard to see, but I just do that in 4. Chain 2. I'm going to show you behind. We left the rest of the bar alone. The only time that we wrapped around was when we first had to pull forward our yarn. So again, this is popped through. We're going to go 1 double crochet, we're going to do increase, so that's 2 in the same stitch, one, 2, 3, and then our 4th stitch, 4, chain 2. So 1, increase 1, so that you end up with 1, 2, 3, 4 stitches in every petal all the way around, and chain 2 at the end. 1, increase, double crochet, increase, double crochet all the way around. I'll meet you back at the end of this round. All right, at the end of this round, you should end on a chain 2. Slip stitch it to the top of the chain 3 that you started with. and then put a stitch marker in. Your back of your work should look like this. You should be able to see that circle-ish shape that you have back there. And then you'll be going right into the next work of the background, so the second round of the background. And you'll be doing it like this. You'll be taking that stitch marker out. I already put my crochet hook through to grab it to the front. I'm gonna grab it to the front. This is gonna be an increase round for the background. We're gonna chain 3, that'll count as our first double crochet. 1, 2, 3. And then we want to do a double crochet in that same spot because we're gonna increase in every space of the background. So that'll count as our first increase. And we're gonna chain 5 this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I forgot to say, this is kind of the same rules of the petal. You don't want to go around this bar. You want to just be pushing the petal back and only be double crocheting into the background color. The only part that should be going around the bar of the petals is that first one. I'm glad I caught that. So I chained 5. I'm going to go to my next one, push the petals back and out of the way, look for the V of the top of the stitch. One double crochet and 2 double crochets, the second one in the same spot. It's going to go right in the front to keep everything hidden so that it looks like you're just making this whole flower flawlessly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, tuck those petals to the back. Make sure that you're going in the V and not just around it. Sometimes it likes to hide, so you can even tug it out. Gotcha. Slow down a little bit. Go back down into the same spot so that I'm increasing. And then I'm going to chain 5 and I'm going to keep increasing all the way around. I'll meet you back. All right, we last ended on a chain 5. And to end this round, we're going to slip stitch into the top of our chain 3 that we started with. So we're going to slip stitch into the top of the chain 3. Use our chain marker. And then find our petal color again. For this round and for the next round, you're going to be working your petal color. You're going to be doing your last increase round here and then closing off your petal for the next round. So this round is your last increase petal round. I'm going to pull up our loop that we're going to work into. Go underneath the yellow bar. Grab our petal color in front. chain 3 again, that bar back. We want to keep that in the back. 2, 3, single double crochet, and a single double crochet. I said that a little bit confusing, so I'm not doing a single crochet at all. I just wanted to reiterate that it's basically a double crochet here that we did a chain of 3, right? So 1 double crochet and increase, so 2 double crochets into 1, and double crochet, chain 2, double crochet, increase, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 double crochets, and then chain 2 and repeat that pattern all the way around. The back is going to stay looking like this. Again, here you have your chain 4 down here, your chain 5 up here. That's going to remain untouched except for where you started, right over here. The front's going to be 1 double crochet, increase, 1 double crochet, 1 double crochet, 1 double crochet, making this count 5 across, chain 2, repeat that pattern all the way around. I'll meet you back. All right, for the final round of your petal color, again, you're staying with your same color right now, ending on that chain 2 and slip stitching to the top. You're going to chain 1, do a single crochet in that same area, and you're going to yarn over and go into the 3rd stitch and do 5 double crochets into the same stitch. Essentially, you should have been able to do single crochet, skip a stitch, do 5 double crochets into the same stitch. Now you're going to skip this stitch and do a single crochet over here. That closes off this petal. 2 chains, chain 2, and then you're going to right here single crochet and repeat that pattern, skip here, double crochet 5, repeat that all the way around, and I'll meet you back when you finish that at the end of this round. All right, at the end of the petal round, you're ending on a chain 2, and then you'll just follow those chain 2s just like you have been going all the way around, and do a single crochet at that start of that first area as good as you can there. And if it's looking kind of wonky like that, then you know that that's not the right spot. I'm gonna go underneath there and see if that works a little bit better. I think I'm actually gonna slip stitch it because it's gonna become really bulky. And I think that that'll look the best right there. Right here is where you're gonna wanna tie off. So you're not gonna be working with that petal color anymore right here. You can weave in your end right here, or you can wait until the end if you want to. I'm going to wait a little bit until the end, and then you're going to continue with your background color again. This round's going to be a little bit different than your previous rounds. I'm going to show you what I do. A lot of other people with this pattern don't do this. This is what I decided to do that works for me. And I'll tell you the other way that other people do it as well. So again, you're going to pull this to the front for your background and do a chain 3 like we have been to start each round. 1, 2, 3, counting as your first double crochet. And then with each of these little sections, again, the petal's going to go in the back. This is going to come forward. We're going to do an increase right here. So 2 double crochets. So essentially you have 3 double crochets right there. And then you're going to start working into the circle in the back. So you're going to put your petal forward. And in a lot of other patterns with this daisy, you're going to yarn over and do a double crochet into each of the 5 chains. I find that really tedious and takes a lot of time. And because we're already done with all of the petal layers, it doesn't seem to tug or do anything with the tension. I like to do it this way because it's quicker, easier for me. I just do double crochets around the chain itself. So I just go right around it and I work 5 double crochets in a row right around it. 1, 2, 3, just scooping under, 4, and 5. And then you have to remember that when you get to the end here, you pop your flower petal back up, and then 1 double crochet here in the front, and then an increase. So that's 2 double crochets into the same stitch there. So 1 double crochet increase, and then pop that petal down, 5 double crochets around that or into each one of the chain spaces, whichever one you prefer. I like to go around, it's quicker for me. Two, 3, 4, 5. Pop that petal back up. And then keep going. 1 double increase. I'm still not, when I get to these places, I'm not going around this bar or anything like that. I'm still keeping that loose. And you just keep repeating the 1 increase and then 5 double crochets and keep it going all the way around. See you when we're at the end of this round. All right, you should be ending with your circle and have 64 stitches and put a slip stitch at the top of the start of the chain 3 that you started with. We're gonna chain 1 and then single crochet into the same spot. It's gonna be a little tight, and that's okay. Mine's being a little tricky. I'm gonna put a stitch marker here just so that I can make sure to see where I started. We're gonna do another single crochet. In this round, we're gonna make our flower into a square shape. Our background color is gonna become a square. So we have 2 single crochet. Now we're gonna do 3 half double crochet. 1, 2, 3. We're gonna do 3 double crochet. 1, 2, 3. In the next stitch, we're going to work our corner. We're going to do 3 treble crochet, chain 1, 3 double crochet, treble crochet into the same space, yarn over twice, and we're going to pull through 3 different times, yarn over, pull through 1, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 3 times, and I've done that twice here. I need 1 more treble crochet, then chain 1 and do that 3 more times in the same space. So 3 treble crochet here and 3 treble crochet here. You're going to feel your work naturally start to turn, and this part of your round is going to be the full repeat that you're going to do to complete the rest of it. The last part's going to be a little bit shorter because we already started this side, but 3 double crochet, 1, 2, 3, 3 half doubles, 1, 2, 3, 3 single crochet, then repeat again, 3 half double, each side has to be the same, 2, 3 half double, 3 double, and a corner, which is 3 treble, chain 1,
she wants to see if
and then that whole side is done. So we did, after a corner is done, it's 3 double crochet, 3 half double crochet, 3 single crochet, 3 half double crochet, 3 double crochet, and then another corner. Repeat that all the way until we're getting close to this area, and I'll help you finish up there. Now that we're coming up to the end of this round, you should be able to see your square coming into its full shape. You could end here if you wanted to. I like to end the last round. So you should be ending on 2 single crochets left because we started with, or just the 1 single crochet left because we started with 2 single crochets. So I'm going to put my last single crochet in here. It's kind of hard to scoot it in here, but we can squeeze that in there. Take that stitch marker out, and again, it would have been a little bit hard to kind of tell and see. It would have been doable, but it's easier to use that sometimes. Do a slip stitch, and to finish off my work, I'm just going to do a round of double crochet. Well, half double crochet and double crochet all the way around. When I get to the corners, I'm going to just in this little area do 1 double crochet, chain 1 and 1 double crochet, and then just keep going. So I'm going to start with a half. After chaining 1, I'm actually going to chain 2, sorry. So I'm going to chain another one, and then I'm going to do a half double crochet and another half double crochet. So that'll give you like 3 half double crochets total, because that first chain 2 would have started that out. And then I'm going to start double crocheting around. So 1 double crochet right into that middle there, right into that corner space, chain 1, and then another double crochet just to start turning. And it's hard to see right here, but this next double crochet starts right there, so it's hard to see that when you're working on it. So you might have to look a little closely there. And then when you're working down this corner, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then place like 4 half double crochets. And then go back into double crochets. In these flower section areas, it's just a little bit wavy, so this helps to straighten it out. Coming up to another corner. One double crochet in the corner space, chain one, another double crochet, and then starting with that one that's really tight right there, and then counting 8 double crochets, starting with that one, 8 double crochets in, do about 4, do 4 half doubles, and then double crochet the rest down. Repeat that, and I'll meet you back at our last corner to finish up our last round. Now coming up at the end of our last round, after coming up around that last corner, just counting out 8 double crochets, I'm going to end with the last half double crochet, 2 half double crochet, or just one. I'm going to slip stitch, tie off the work, cut the yarn, and then tie. I'm gonna go into the top of that chain 2 that we started with, and then I'm gonna also slip stitch into the full next stitch. Going to tie off everything. But yeah, we've completed it. I'm gonna weave in my ends and come right back. Blocking gives you a really good chance to spread out the petals and make sure everything is as straight as you can. I'm gonna fix that little left upper corner, but other than that, this ended up very square and nice. I'll get this done for everybody, and yeah, again, thanks for crocheting with me. Like and subscribe. I hope you had a lot of fun today. Now that you have everything blocked, look at your beautiful, crisp square. All done. It'll be easier to join for your blanket. These are really good to make pillows, and it's really good to line these with some kind of a backing. An easy way to do it is to get a really thin fleece blanket off of a marketplace like Amazon, or go to a local store that sells them. That way you already have an easy measurement and a finished off edge. Have a great day. Thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe if you would like more.